great play from everyone on NoTideHunter, but Darkseer really showing his effect on the game.
Yeah.
Right there.
He's got a mechanism up, and he's also added an energy booster to his collection of items as well. We'll see what he wants to do with those. He's going to make arc boots or do something maybe we don't expect. But 10-6 now. MOUZ trailing, almost doubled up by NoTideHunter. 7,500 gold the advantage for NoTide, 5,000 experience. So this game definitely theirs to win or lose at this stage. At 17 minutes in to be this far ahead with a team that is as farm dependent as theirs happens to be, they're in great shape. And the Yasha,
yep,
as mentioned, the item choice, Midas, that unloaded, it's been there for absolutely forever. And taking a look at Black, I mean, he's making progress, but as you mentioned, the choice to skip Radiance might end up being the death nail for them.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything with, like, just a Purge. That's the problem with PL. You need quite a bit of items. Like, a Purge alone, you still really can't do that much. Yasha, too, no, you still can't do that much. You need, like, a Manta and a Heart. Maybe not a Manta, but you need, like, a Purge and a Heart to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Purge and a Manta is even better, but just with one item alone, he doesn't do that much. In comparison to, like, a Gyro or a Syllabear, a Gyro who puts out pretty good amount of damage with just, like, a Yasha and Phase Boots. Or a Syllabear who gets the one item, like, Radiance, or he's going Mjolnir this game, I'm fairly sure. Mjolnir. I'm not going to try to say it the Norse way.
What's the Norse way? Well, hang on, hold that thought. We'll discuss Norse dialect soon enough. NoTide, and we've got S4 looking for trouble. Posh drops the Tombstone. There's the Stormhammer going to catch him immediately. And Sonic Wave going to catch a couple from the outside. What a vacuum into the wall. Count 4 again. No doubt about it. Darkseer being a huge influence in these fights. Manages to hold on, and that's really good trigger discipline from S4 as well. Waited for that fight to develop, waited for the positioning of MOUZ to allow them to punish him, and they end up losing just the dirge, but still, NoTideHunter honestly was in a bad situation. After the Sonic Wave landed from Fata, they were hurting, but that big vacuum forced MOUZ to go running for the well.
Yeah, Darkseer was actually the focus of MOUZ, and he was stunned up until the point that he vacuumed. And whenever you focus Darkseer, if you don't go all in and kill him, then he's gonna get off that huge vacuum, like we saw. The problem was that Aki used his ice path prior to that, and they didn't have, like, the vacuum ice path. Ooh, Alex. Aki hesitating here when he shouldn't be. Oh.
Catches him just a little late.
From Aki.
Yep.
Thinking that they had backup. Like, why is a half-health Leshrac running out of me?
And Fata there with a haste. Not going to do anything but watch him TP away. 17 kills total on the board in a 20-minute game as we approach the closing seconds of the early game. Eternal Envy playing again the support Sven, which is becoming more and more common. Throwback to the old style. Used to seeing him doing nothing but farm. This time, though, happy with his Tread, Bracer, and Wand. And we're going to see a smoke up out of NoTide. They're going to be moving towards the Roche pit. Let's see if they're going to smoke just directly into Roche.
Yeah, they're gonna try to sneak the Roche in, and it's a good play from them. Really perceptive.
And they go.
They can do it so fast with the Bear and God Strength. He should be God Strengthing.
Yeah. And there you go. Already down to 3/4 health. Approaching half health. Let's see if MOUZ is able to either hear it or suspect it. They've got some people.
There's no way they can suspect something like this. They don't have wards up. Everyone's kind of healing because they were top. So they're like, oh, well, they could be in base. They're probably just, like, on their half of the map. Or they could be smoke ganking us. So they're kind of worried. They're pretty far behind at this point, so they can't really think about, like, moving out that far.
Yeah.
Even as a 5-man lineup, they'll lose in, like, a 5-man fight, so they can't, like, group and be like, hey, let's smoke and head-on clash with the enemy.
Right.
So
they drop a ward near the Ancient camp. Gotta love that. Try to catch anyone coming to try and kill this Ancient stack, and that's a good half measure. If you don't feel like you can run up and steal the enemy's Ancient stack, just drop that ward, and you may be able to get a kill and then steal it later. And we're gonna have a vacuum on Alex right back into the ice path. No follow-up, though. So just no no way to follow it up confidently. Not sure what's going to be on the other side of that river. And LOTA now beginning to apply some pressure to Black, trying to make Black's life a hell as much as he possibly can. In terms of net worth, LOTA's ahead of Black by 2,000. Bear's going to be caught. Follow-up Split Earth. Can they get it down? Can they? It's going to be close. Oh, he's moving quick. Phase boots help. Maelstrom was the follow-up choice, by the way.
Yeah, it just gives the Bear a lot more early game power. It's just more early game power. It's showing that he's not like the primary hero, and they can like push towers and fight like 15 minutes. And we saw Aoi from Dignitas always did this, and it was quite powerful. I hate to say it because we kind of mocked it at the time, but he always like went around. They 5-manned us at like 15, 16 minutes with the Bear, and he had a Mjolnir on his Bear, and they just pushed all our towers down, and they snowballed really hard because of it.
And
it's a good item choice. I like it.
Kuro manages to steal Warcry. And you can just tell NoTideHunter playing a much more confident style of Dota compared to Game 1. Game 1, they were mostly on the defensive. Now they're freely moving around the map on into the enemy's jungle and doing a good job, again, of disrupting Black. Black is, in fairness, though, given that he didn't go Midas and given that LOTA ultra rushed it, as you said, he started with a glove of haste even, so he had about the earliest possible Midas you could. He's keeping it relatively close. Problem is the lone druid's right there with him, so you're talking 2-1. Queen of Pain farming up quite a bit, but as good as Quap is, she's not going to be a lone druid or a Phantom Lancer or a Gyrocopter.
Yeah, the problem with this Phantom Lancer right now is he still can't do anything in team fights. He's level 14. He has 1271 health, meaning that he can just die to vacuum.
There's a scream. We got a fight going on, and we got TP reactions. Ice Path's going to catch a couple. Macro Pyre's down as well. MOUZ eating a lot of damage. Mech's blown on both sides. Sonic Wave comes out, does good damage, 2 for 1 at the moment. Black wants to get involved, and finally uses that Diffusal Blade to slow S4 just as he surged. Not enough to get him to safety. And MOUZ actually forcing a buyback.
Oh, no!
And Bulldog.
He just moved and canceled his TP.
Oh, a Bulldog.
Oh, and that's Aegis too. That is a big misplay from Bulldog.
Aegis gone, and he's picked off again. What a huge turnaround. And again, that's not even to say the worst of it. LOTA bought back. LOTA bought back for no reason. So not only did they lose the Aegis, and not only did they lose one of their carries, they lost 2 of their carries, and 1 bought back again. So, yeah, that was about as big a turnaround as MOUZ could have hoped for. Very well defended. And we'll see where the gold, 12,000 gold was the advantage leading up to that. The experience, though, taking the biggest dip of the game at this stage, almost cut in half, or soon to be cut in half. The gold still very much in favor of NoTide. But what really matters is the hero that needs the gold the most, Phantom Lancer, has overcome not having a Midas and is actually on par to pass. If they get this tower, he's actually going to pass LOTA. LOTA not going to let it happen. Alex sucked back with the vacuum. Alt comes out from the gyro. They may want to, nope, they're going to try to get out. Pause can barely get out. And here comes Phantom Lancer, though, using those illusions. All of a sudden, they're more potent, and a tower drops. He's just 300 gold behind LOTA in terms of pure flat-out net worth, and he is becoming a force. 23 kills in 25 minutes. Game has become much more active compared to the early game, but again, just flat-out haymaker for haymaker right now, Josh.
Yeah, I think there were a couple like mistakes that NoTideHunter made in that top team fight. First off, the Aegis, they gave it to the Bear, and I don't think that was the right decision. A, because like you come back in the ranged form, which has a lot less health, so that the percentage of health you have when you transform is a lot lower than it would be. And Gyrocopter needs it more as well, I think. Like, we saw LOTA go in there, and he just died at the top tower. Like, he was the first one dead, I think, even with BKB. And they really overextended that fight. LOTA was way past tower range. He was tanking towers. And that allowed PL to come in and just clean everything up, because everyone used their spells, and he missed all the AoE damage. He was a full health PL. He came in and just cleaned everything up, because it was a chaotic fight completely.
Yep.
And it was just, like, NTH knew they had an advantage. They just, they got kind of giddy in pushing their advantage, and that was a big mistake for them.
I agree. And again, coming back to what has plagued them and why they're able to have flat-out skill difference. A lot of the Tier 2 teams they played, again, they have won 3 of their last 5, but when they run into some of these more established teams. And MOUZ, despite how unstable they've been playing with this squad for a while now, be it under Zero or whatever name you want to choose. But this is where they can get themselves into trouble. And they really did a good job of avoiding problems like this at DreamHack, which led to their run. But they do occasionally just kind of get a little reckless.
Yeah.
And here comes Fata. Going to throw out. That's a very fast piggy. I love when pigs are haste their surge like that. Here we go. Pipes pop. They want to fight. Vacuums there. Only catches one, but it's Kuro. Kuro drops immediately. Envy goes God Strength. And Pos, now the target. BKB popped on Loda. They're keeping him alive as long as they can, but he does end up dead, so that's a 2-0. And MOUZ really, that's one of those fights that fell apart just because they seemed like they half wanted to fight and half didn't. Either you fight or you run. Don't do half. If you do half, you're going to wind up like this.
Yeah, and I don't think they really could have took that fight. Like, they're strong, but the reason they won the last fight is because PL was able to come from behind and just clean everything up.
Right.
Ooh, and Lotus getting sheep mid. He's getting gone on, bursted down by Black, and Fata. There's 2 TPs, and they have to cancel them both, or else they're going to die. But they can't be having those stray deaths like that. Black, he has 4-point AK, and he's looking at his next item. And that's when PL really becomes just a frightening force to deal with. He's probably going to get a heart.
Right.
And with Purge, Manta, and just all his illusions being so tanky because of the heart, he becomes a problem, a big problem for NTH to deal with.
Yeah.
And they don't really have the best answers unless they catch him in their big AoE combo.
Yeah, that's kind of my worry for NoTide right now, is that this game's going to go on another 5-10 minutes. And the next big fight we see, you're going to see Phantom Lancer show up out of the shadows like he did last time, and you're going to just hear Black screaming, "Choo-choo, bitches," as he comes barreling down the track after building up momentum this entire game. And, yeah, I mean, he's got 16,000 gold, or excuse me, he's got 12,000 gold. 13,000 net worth currently for the Lone Druid as well. So he's right at the top. I mean, it's basically...
Oh, no. I think he went a Butterfly instead, which means that this is a risky play, in my opinion. The Heart is the safe play. The Butterfly, you can do a lot more damage. You're set up better for, like, late game. And you're set up better for damage, but you don't have as much survivability. So if they actually find the real PL or catch you out at all, then you're dead.
Well, we'll see how it's going to work out for him. He's got a Manta style, actually. What is the item he currently has in his inventory, so yeah.
Yeah, he has an Eagle Song on the courier right now.
Oh, does he? Okay. There you go.
He's 300 gold off his Butterfly, and he's selling his Poor Man Shield right now to get it.
Yeah. And there you go. That inventory quickly fills up. And let's compare it to Loda, for example. Loda's got an MKB done, as well as a Yasha BKB for survivability. And it's all going to be about positioning. I mean, both teams have lineups that can punish poor positioning. They can punish grouping up too much. And as you pointed out, just the way that top 5 played out, where NoTideHunter kind of got wiped, it was just a little bit of an overextension, a little bit of a reckless way to engage. And MOUZ able to just kind of stay patient, wait for it to come to them, and capitalize on it.
Yeah, the big problem...
Go ahead.
The big problem with, like, Loda is that on the other team they have Fata, who has a sheep stick on Quap, which means that they can blink sheep initiate on any time with Loda before he hits his BKB, and he can pretty much be focused down. Rubik also has blink dagger, so he can be stunned for like the 3 seconds that sheep stuns for, 3.5 seconds that sheep stuns for, and then he can be followed up with Rubik with telekinesis, and he's gonna die during that time if they catch him out, and he's been caught out quite a few times like that, and he's kind of a glass cannon right now. He puts out a ton of damage if he stays alive, but he doesn't really have any survivability.
Right.
And they're going to smoke into initiation bottom on MOUZ. This could be good for them.
Here we go. BKB's up. Good root right off the bat. Pos is done. Black trying to find some safety. AoE damage going off on both sides. There's the Sonic Wave. Catches everyone, but MOUZ just off the too bad of a start. And with the pipe up, able to mitigate a lot of that damage. They're going to be able to catch Lesh as well. That's 4 for 1, as Sven did drop in the midst of the fight. And
yeah, Black just shredded through Sven there with his Butterfly, but unfortunately, like, he did get caught in the vacuum, and then he got hit by the Ice Path as well, which caused him to die instantly, like I was saying. That's why I was saying the Butterfly was a risky choice. They went from behind and got some good positioning off on MOUZ, and Black wasn't able to position himself in a way that he wasn't going to be caught in the big combo. He got caught and he died. So, and Roshan also goes down. So yeah, Loda has it this time. They're aware that they shouldn't have gave it to Bulldog last time. Bulldog, yeah, he got focused by Black, but he wasn't really dying all that fast. He's just so tanky.
Take a look at the gold. We can see quite a huge gap opened up, arcing up towards 15,000 actually, in favor of NoTideHunter and MOUZ. Just at this point, I mean, trailing 12,000 plus in experience as well. Perhaps beginning to feel the door shut in their face a little bit. Still got to close it out though if you're NoTideHunter. They lead 19 to 12 in terms of kills. Looking through the items, and yeah, I mean,
Check
it's...
out what Kuriki's doing right now. How did this happen? Oh, he must have...
telekinesed it up there, now he's auto-attacking it.
And he's missing every time. It's like a slower way of killing neutrals. He's like, I'm going to be clever and like lift this thing and throw it on the mountain so it can't attack me.
Oh, Kuro. Being cute, being fun to watch as always. Using that blink dagger very effectively. I haven't talked a lot about that, by the way, but he has been using telekinesis to pick people off and using that blink dagger as a fantastic way to just sneak and grab one person out of position. And, yeah, I mean, it's one more fight is really all MOUZ is going to have left in them before they get just too far behind, especially given, as you pointed out, the choices of Phantom Lancer so far as items go. He's got a ton of damage. I mean, he's hitting for 250 per swipe at this stage, not to mention his Manta Diffusal.
It really depends when NTH wants to put on the pressure. They should be looking to, like, end this game within, like, the 6 minutes that Aegis is there for.
Yeah.
Because they don't want Black to get another item. If he gets a heart, like, MOUZ have a very realistic chance of, like, coming back in this game. Because PL is just such a frightening force to deal with late game. All the illusions just create complete chaos. And he's just so much damage.
Yeah, and he's not far away. I mean, he's already got 2,000 gold in the bank, so it's not like he's got a long way to go here. And especially given how quickly he's going to be able to farm jungles with these illusions, going to have to be careful that they're not engaged upon the same way. And yeah, they're very well aware of it. So nope, you come this way. We're waiting on you this time. And some pressure being applied. Just look how well these illusions are chopping at this tower. And NoTide opting to just go ahead and trade. All right, or to go ahead and rush, I should say. They're going to rush down mid. While they trade away the tier 2, TP's coming back. Does everyone have a TP? They do.
Alright, there's just some insane farm in this game. Like,
yeah.
Loda has a butterfly.
Ooh, Loda's going to be sheep. Sonic Wave follow-up. Catches 2. Loda forced to pull back. BKB's up on Fada. Doesn't have a lot of health. Pass. Caught with the Stormhammer, though. Alex, just look at the damage being done by Flat Cannon. Loda just unloading. They have to clear out until they can try to get him out of the fight. The BKB is off. And can they come back out? Black has to be careful. He's going to go ahead. Yeah, Load is the target, and there's the diffuse on him. And Stormhammer, oh, dodged with a clutch Manta style. Well-timed vacuum into the wall, though. Ice Path is there. Follow-up. And NoTideHunter looks like they're going to roll to a win. Phantom Lancer buys back, but you've got one set of racks, make it 2. Now down. And not a whole lot of hope they're going to have after this. That gold that could have potentially gone to that heart. Now spent just to try and buy back and defend, but it doesn't really matter. You got 2 sets of racks down. Black basically bankrupt, sitting on 3 figures in gold. Nowhere near the item he's going to need to be tanky enough, and NoTide rolling quite well.
Yeah, I've been looking at Black farm a lot this game, but then I just like took a quick gander at NTH's, and I looked at the bear, and he has a Basher, he has a Maelstrom, and he has a Monkey King bar on his bear. So farm.
Yep. Kuro caught out and can't even call out the spells. He dies so quick. Pos.
Yeah.
Is being mauled to death. Oh, actually, there's a real good Split Earth. Buys him a little bit of time.
Yeah, they're pretty aware that they lost at this point.
Yeah. Lotus sitting at 8-4. Followed by Admiral Bulldog, who's at 7-2 after running a solo Lone Druid in the tri-lane. Just really did well this game. They're going to come in and try and challenge us. They get the Aegis, but Fatah being mauled by the Admiral. Pa's going to catch another Stormhammer. Loda pops the BKB, and just so many illusions he can't do anything, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Loda just targeted down the racks. He didn't even go for any of the heroes. He just wanted mega creeps.
Yep. And at this point, what else you going to do? I mean, it was an ultra kill, but that would have been nice 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really the story of the game. The fact that his item choices kind of forced him into a position where he couldn't be involved nearly as much or nearly as early as he would have liked to have been.
That's kind of the story of PL, though.
Yep.
He needs quite a lot of items to just be useful in general, and that's why we don't see him in a lot of games.
And here comes the all-in. MOUZ just going to rush down mid. Hope that maybe they can somehow get a wipe, rush the Ancient.
Those images just destroying creep waves.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just a little too late. And just look at the tower. I mean, it's like watching a fully farmed Tiny, how quick that tower dies. And Black with only half health. Gonna be relying on those illusions quite a lot.
Yeah, they have no other choice. These are super creeps that he's mowing through so fast, too.
Yep.
He's just mowing them down.
And here we go, going for the tier 3. Edict is being used. Still only 2 points in that Edict.
This is pretty interesting, actually.
Oh, there's Sonic Wave. That's going to connect, but look at the wall. Wall brings him in. Off goes the Macro Pyro as well. Ulti comes out from Loda. Black trying to fight. We're going to see Quap end up dead, and this should be the end of that. Buyback comes out, but NoTideHunter able to defend quite well and force them out. They're going to lose Finn, and they're going to end up finally catching Black.
Oh, Kuriki.
And Kuro, he's gone as well. GG, well played, comes out. NoTideHunter in a 38-minute game, almost on the money. 27-18, the final kill score. The gold, 20,000 in their advantage at the end. The experience, right around 15. And yeah, only so much you can say about it. Well played by NoTide. Got a little reckless in the mid-game, let MOUZ back into it, but all in all, able to shut the door, and we're going to let the Mega Creeps bring this game to an end. So we're going to a Game 3, Josh.
Nice. I'm excited. I saw a slight glimpse of hope there for MOUZ when they were like taking down that tower so fast, and then the vacuum and wall just came in, and I'm like, oh no, they lost this. They lost this.
Very well played by Darkseer. Got to say, I don't think there's any question. S4, it's got to be your MVP. He was where he needed to be with all the skills he needed to have, and quietly opening the door for Druid and for Gyrocopter to do all the damage they needed to do. 9 and 3 and 6, the final tally for Lone Druid Gyro, played by Loda, 9, 5, and 15. I'm AC, joined by Josh Amos, Painted Gold, my co-caster for the day, and we're going to a decisive game number 3 between these two talented teams. Stick with us, all that coming up next here on the D2L, powered by Reed Call.